and I heard you got a pretty cool gift from Nelly Korda this morning. What does it mean? You're both obviously Nike-sponsored athletes.
Yeah, well, I remember last year when we were here, I was talking to Nelly about her shoes, because obviously, like, in the basketball world, like, you don't, like, you wear the team uniform, like, it's your shoes that are the cool thing. So I was, like, asking her about her shoes, and she was like, oh, yeah, like, these are kind of basic. And then it's been cool to kind of watch over the course of the last year. She got to put in a lot of time to create her own PE, and very unique to her and what she's passionate about in herself. And obviously somebody that's very, very deserving, and it's been at the top of the sport for a long time now. So I've played a few rounds with her even outside of here for some other stuff, and it's really fun to get to watch her do her thing up close. Like, talk about making it look easy. Like, it just is so easy for her, but at the same time, like, she's just a good person. Like, she's chill, she has fun with you out on the course. But yeah, her shoes are pretty cool. I'll make sure they get home safely. I'm gonna be rocking them.
So there I was, watching this happen in real time, and honestly, nobody could quite believe it. Millie Korda just gifted Caitlin Clark her brand new signature Nike golf shoes right there on the first tee at the LPGA Pro-Am. The crowd lost it. Cameras captured the whole moment. Two of the biggest athletes in their sports, showing exactly what the new era of women's sports looks like. And the energy was absolutely unreal. You know, I've always thought about those moments when superstars from completely different worlds collide, and it just creates this spark, this intangible magic that makes everyone watching feel something special. It's like when you see two perfectly aligned stars, and for a brief second the universe just feels a little bit more ordered, a little bit more exciting.
How are you?
Good, how are you doing? Maybe come right in.
Where can I stand where I'm not in anyone's way?
Down, right over there.
So for the second year in a row, Caitlin Clark graced the LPGA Pro-Am event. But this year felt different. This year, Nelly Korda, an absolute titan of the golf world, decided to pull off a move that elevated the entire event from a celebrity golf outing to something genuinely momentous. She presented Caitlin with her brand new signature Nike golf shoes. Right there, on the first tee, in front of a roaring crowd. Can you even imagine? It was like a scene ripped straight from a sports movie script, but it was real.
Yeah, I actually saw her last week for an outing, but she's great. She's so fun to be around. It's so cool to see how many people she brings to a different sport, how many fans that she has, and what a difference and how much of a needle that she moves, really. So it's really cool to see, and just a lot of appreciation for her for coming out here and also supporting us.
Let's paint the picture a little bit more. The Anika LPGA Pro-Am, driven by Gainbridge Sports, was already a significant event on the calendar. But the second Caitlin Clark's name was announced, the entire atmosphere shifted. It wasn't just packed, it was mobbed. From the crack of dawn, the fairways were absolutely bursting with fans. Signs, custom-made, were everywhere. You saw splashes of Indiana Fever colors, a vibrant contrast to the usual muted golf attire. And the Nike gear, oh, it was everywhere, emblazoned with Caitlin's iconic logo. This wasn't merely a golf tournament anymore. It had transformed into a cultural happening. And right at the heart of it all was Caitlin, sharing this incredible spotlight with Nelly Korda, who by all accounts seemed genuinely thrilled to have her there.
Nelly, obviously it's the second year that Caitlin's been here and played in this Pro-Am. You played with her last year. Did you notice any differences in her game from last year to this year, or was it just more about having fun for you guys?
Yeah, definitely more about having fun. I mean, her teammates were out too. They were a lot of fun. I think maybe she was a little bit more comfortable. We knew each other a little bit more. So for us, like, chit-chatting was a lot of fun. But I would say the same amount of people showed up this year as they did last year. And that to me is really cool to see.
How do you think you would do in a Pro-Am basketball game with Caitlin?
Bad. I occasionally play pig. And I lose every single time. It takes me a long time to really get warmed up. But actually, Caitlin and I were messaging. She's like, this is unfair. Like, I need to take you to the basketball court. Like, why are we always on a golf course? So maybe one day, but it's pretty bad. I would definitely like to use some pointers. I don't know if it's like the shot. I think it'll be more of like...
These are two Nike athletes, two absolute powerhouses in their respective fields. And you could just feel the chemistry between them from the very first moment. Nelly herself spoke to Golf Channel, and she described it as something out of a book, this overwhelming crowd that showed up. She emphasized how cool it was to see how many people Caitlin could draw to a sport that isn't even her own. And that's the truly remarkable thing about Caitlin Clark, isn't it? Her influence isn't confined to the basketball court. She has this magnetic pull, this ability to captivate audiences wherever she goes. Golf fans who came specifically to see Nelly found themselves becoming instant Caitlin Clark fans. Meanwhile, basketball fans who had followed Caitlin's journey discovered a whole new appreciation for the LPGA. That kind of crossover appeal? You just can't manufacture it. It's organic, it's powerful, and it's precisely what brands dream of. Before they even stepped up to the first tee, Nelly pulled out a gift bag, and inside there they were, her brand new signature Nike Free golf shoes. She handed them directly to Caitlin, right there on the tee box, and the ensuing roar from the crowd was absolutely deafening. Caitlin, with that infectious laugh, immediately asked if the shoes would magically improve her golf game, and Nelly, with a confident smile, guaranteed they would. It was wholesome, it was utterly genuine, and it was the perfect, unforgettable moment captured by countless cameras for the world to witness. This was so much more than just a polite gesture between two athletes. It was deeply symbolic. Here were two women, standing at the absolute pinnacle of their professions, actively choosing to lift each other up, celebrating their shared partnership with Nike, and in doing so, painting a vivid picture of what the new era of women's sports truly looks like. No hint of competition, no whisper of jealousy, just pure, unadulterated support and camaraderie. The image of them standing side by side, comparing their identical Nike shoes, laughing together, immediately exploded across social media. It was exactly the kind of content that fans couldn't get enough of. Two superstars from vastly different arenas, coming together to create a moment that felt bigger than just sports. It felt like a movement in the making. And Caitlin, bless her, didn't even show up alone. Her Indiana Fever teammates, Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall, were there too, walking the course, cheering her on, offering playful and I'm sure incredibly insightful advice on her swing. The energy they brought was nothing short of infectious. You could hear them shouting, "Let's go CC," and erupting in laughter as Caitlin lined up her shots. It wasn't just Caitlin carrying the torch, it was the entire Fever crew, making this feel like a genuine team event, even off the court. The crowd's reaction throughout the entire day was something the Golf Channel commentators couldn't stop talking about. They were frankly astounded by the sheer number of people who had turned out. One host even commented that it felt more like the final round of a major championship, given how densely packed the fairways were. People were lined up 10 deep, just desperate for a glimpse of Caitlin and Nelly. This wasn't just a casual photo opportunity. These fans were invested. They followed every single hole, cheering on every successful putt and just soaking in the electric atmosphere. What really set this year apart from the last, according to Nelly, was the palpable sense of comfort. She mentioned in an interview that Caitlin seemed much more relaxed this time around. They already knew each other better, so the conversation flowed more organically, more like old friends catching up. They were joking between holes, drawing parallels between the mechanics of a golf swing and a basketball shot, and just genuinely enjoying each other's company out on the course. And that ease, that comfort, it absolutely translated to the crowd. Everyone could feel the authenticity of their burgeoning friendship. The moment Caitlin drained a particularly long putt, the place erupted, and I mean erupted, like it was a game-winning three-pointer. One fan, bless their heart, perfectly summed it up when they said, "It's like watching basketball energy come to a golf course." And honestly, that's exactly what it felt like. It was loud, it was joyful, it was a completely unfiltered explosion of excitement. Golf tournaments don't typically sound like that. But Caitlin has this incredible gift, this unique energy that seems to infuse everything and everyone around her. Nelly's gift, the shoes, was about so much more than just footwear. It was a profound gesture of respect. These signature shoes represent years and years of dedication and hard work for Nelly. Having your own signature shoe from Nike is without a doubt a massive accomplishment. It signifies that you've reached the absolute pinnacle of your sport, and she chose to share that deeply personal milestone with Caitlin, gifting her a pair before anyone else even had the chance to purchase them. That speaks volumes about how much Nelly respects what Caitlin embodies and the impact she has. And Nelly's own words about Caitlin say it all. She talked about how Caitlin genuinely moves the needle, how she introduces new audiences to different sports, how she possesses this extraordinary ability to make everything bigger simply by her presence. That's not something you can teach, that's pure star power. That's the kind of influence that transcends the boundaries of sports and becomes a cultural phenomenon. The entire event was a continuous reel of perfect, unforgettable moments. Caitlin signing autographs for eager kids near the green, Nelly offering her expert putting tips, the two of them sharing a laugh after a particularly good shot, Sophie and Lexi playfully lining up their own imaginary swings. Every single moment felt genuine, felt fun, and felt exactly like what sports should always be about. But what's truly significant about this event is what it represents for women's sports as a whole. This wasn't some carefully orchestrated PR stunt. This was two of the most prominent female athletes in the world actively choosing to support each other in a very public and meaningful way. They chose to leverage their immense platforms to lift each other up. They chose to show young girls watching that collaboration, not cutthroat competition, is ultimately the most powerful path forward. The visibility this creates is absolutely massive. Young girls watching this see that they can aspire to be basketball players, or golfers, or even both. They witness firsthand that female athletes are a supportive community. They see that women's sports is not just growing, but thriving, creating these incredible, captivating moments that can easily rival anything happening in men's sports. Nelly launching her signature shoe at this particular event, with Caitlyn by her side, was not only brilliant marketing, but also genuinely heartfelt. These shoes are a testament to Nelly's journey, her success, her incredible partnership with Nike, and she chose to share that significant moment with Caitlyn, fully aware that Caitlyn's presence would amplify the impact exponentially. That's strategic, yes, but it's also incredibly generous. It's an understanding that when women's sports wins, everyone involved wins. The fact that this was Caitlyn's second year attending this event is also a crucial detail. Last year was the introduction, the initial splash. This year marked the confirmation, the establishment of what is now becoming an annual tradition. Fans now expect to see Caitlyn at this Pro-Am. They are planning their schedules around it. They are traveling specifically to be there. That kind of drawing power is possessed by only a select few athletes. And Caitlyn, through it all, handled the immense attention with the same grace and composure she displays on the basketball court. She posed for photos, signed autographs, engaged in conversations with fans, played some respectable golf, and managed to make everyone feel like they were an integral part of something truly special. And let me tell you, that is not an easy feat when hundreds if not thousands of people are following your every single move. Yet she made it look utterly effortless. The Indiana Fever connection, as I mentioned, added yet another compelling layer to the entire experience. Seeing Sophie and Lexi there, supporting Caitlyn, was a visual representation of the team chemistry that made the Fever so incredibly popular last season. These aren't just teammates, they are genuine friends who show up for each other, even during the off-season at golf tournaments. That kind of authenticity is precisely what fans connect with on a deep level. By the end of the day, the images captured were simply unforgettable. Caitlyn walking, stride for stride with Nelly and her teammates. Still laughing, still engaging with fans, still fully present and soaking in the moment. She made time for more pictures, signed more golf balls, and shared a warm, genuine hug with Nelly before departing. It was in every sense of the word, the perfect ending to a perfect day. What this event truly demonstrated, beyond any shadow of a doubt, is Caitlyn Clark's current standing in the global sports landscape. She's no longer just a basketball player. She has evolved into a transcendent figure, a force that effortlessly connects different sports, diverse audiences, and multiple generations. She's a unifying presence, a catalyst who makes everything she touches bigger, brighter, and undeniably better. Nelly Korda, as an athlete at that elite level, absolutely recognizes this. That's precisely why she gifted those shoes. That's why she spoke so glowingly of Caitlyn in every single interview. That's why she was genuinely delighted to share the spotlight. Because athletes operating at that stratospheric level understand what true star power looks like, and they can recognize it in each other. The contrast between how Caitlyn was treated at this event and how we've sometimes seen other athletes treated in similar situations is stark, to say the least. There was no hint of jealousy, no sarcastic undertones, no dismissive eye rolls or awkward silence. Instead, there was just pure, unadulterated support and genuine admiration. That, my friends, is precisely what the new era of women's sports should embody, and Nelly and Caitlyn are unequivocally leading the charge. The fact that this momentous occasion unfolded so organically makes it all the more special. This wasn't some meticulously scripted PR campaign. This was Nelly making a spontaneous decision to do something kind and meaningful for someone she deeply respects. This was Caitlyn simply being herself, and in doing so, drawing massive crowds just by her presence. This was two superstars creating a moment that will undoubtedly be etched in sports history for years to come. And the impact of this event extends far beyond a single day. The photographs and videos captured will be circulating and shared for months. Young girls will see them and be profoundly inspired. Brands will undoubtedly study this moment, dissecting how to replicate this kind of authentic, cross-audience appeal. And hopefully, other athletes will learn a valuable lesson. Supporting each other, lifting each other up, creates far more powerful and memorable moments than constantly competing for individual attention. The sheer volume of the crowd that turned out for this event serves as undeniable proof that there is a massive, untapped appetite for women's sports, provided it is marketed and presented with the authenticity and respect it deserves. People are eager to witness female athletes at the zenith of their capabilities. They crave genuine moments of friendship and mutual support. They want to be part of something that feels bigger and more significant than just a solitary game or a single tournament. Caitlyn Clark's involvement in this LPGA program was never solely about her playing golf. It was about representation. It was about showcasing the boundless possibilities that emerge when the artificial barriers between different sports begin to crumble. It was about definitively proving that female athletes possess the power to draw colossal crowds and generate cultural moments that are every bit as impactful as anything happening in the realm of men's sports. And Nelly Korda gifting those shoes? That was the perfect symbolic culmination of all of it. It was respect. It was friendship. It was profound recognition. It was two women at the very top of their respective games, standing together and declaring unequivocally, "We are in this together and we are going to elevate women's sports to the level it so richly deserves." So there you have it. Nelly Korda gifting Caitlin Clark her signature Nike shoes, in front of an absolutely enormous crowd, creating one of the most memorable and talked about moments of the entire LPGA season. This is what the new era of women's sports looks like. If you're enjoying this deep dive into these incredible crossover moments and want to see more content like this, do me a favor and hit that like button. And definitely subscribe so you don't miss out on future breakdowns.